First off, I'd like to announce that I am officially a YouTube partner. I'd like to thank everyone who watched my videos that has made that possible. You guys are awesome. But that's not the main story. Today I'd like to talk about the issues I had with acquiring an AdSense account. You see, back in the year of 2012, I actually used to be a YouTube partner. As you can see from this web archive image of the previous YouTube partnership criteria, all you had to do was be in a country where it was available, make sure your channel was in good standing, make sure you uploaded content that they could advertise, and comply with the terms of service. That was it. There were no viewer requirements, there were no subscriber requirements, there were no watch hour requirements. So that's why I was able to be a YouTube partner back then. Now obviously, as time changed, they needed to change these criteria, and eventually it got to the point where I no longer met the requirements to be a YouTube partner, and so they disabled my partnership. But because I used to be a YouTube partner, this means I had an AdSense account connected to my YouTube channel. Now obviously, because it was 2012 and I was 15, I didn't even care what was on this AdSense account. I wasn't making enough money for them to even pay me out anyways. I think I made a total of like 12 cents in ad revenue over the entire time that I was a YouTube partner back then. And so I never even had to have a payout. But the thing is, this AdSense account stays linked to your YouTube channel even when you stop being a partner. And this is the crux of the issue that I had when I was trying to apply for a partner this year. Because I received an email saying, hey, you've met the requirements to begin the process of getting a YouTube partnership. And so after seeing this email, I went to the AdSense website and made a new AdSense account with the email that was attached to my YouTube account because I figured I would need one. And after making this AdSense account, I quickly realized it was then asking for me to add a website. Now this is a problem because I didn't have a website and I didn't want AdSense on a website. I just wanted AdSense on my YouTube channel. But because I went directly to the AdSense page to make my account, it created a standard AdSense account, which is for websites. I needed a YouTube AdSense account, and this started my issues. So I did like anyone would probably do in my circumstance, and I went to the AdSense support page to try to get in contact with someone at the company. But turns out they don't really exist. All they do is redirect you to the AdSense community forums, which is not helpful for me because the community can't help me close or modify an account to make it a YouTube account. It's not something that can be fixed by random people on the internet. And I realized I am also not a YouTube partner yet, and so there is no partner support that I can contact, but I did have a business Google account. And so I thought maybe if I can get in contact with somebody at Google, I could get my problems resolved. And so I contacted support on my business account. Now, obviously, they told me, hey, we don't have any permissions to do anything with this whole AdSense thing because we're not trained on it. So they tried to redirect me to a Google Ads support form where I could get in contact with a Google Ads support team. And this, surprisingly, did actually have contact information. The business support also tried to redirect me to the AdSense support page, telling me if I just go through the steps, I will get a support contact information for them. Of course, I've already done this, and so I knew this wasn't the case. And so I told them, hey, I've already done this. It doesn't redirect to anywhere to contact them. It just redirects to community forums. And they had me send them a screenshot to prove that this didn't exist, that I could not contact an AdSense support team because there was no contact option. So instead, I contacted the Google Ads support team that they had sent me to. The problem again is that Google Ads actually has nothing to do with Google AdSense. You see, Google Ads is for advertisers to sell their ads for other people to use AdSense to put them on their websites or YouTube channels. And so they're actually the opposite end of the business. And so they couldn't help me either because they don't have any access to AdSense. But they recommended I contact YouTube support. I was under the impression that if you weren't a partner, there really wasn't YouTube support. Apparently, I was incorrect. And so they sent me a link to the YouTube support. And after I got in contact with the YouTube support, they finally were able to at least tell me something about my issues. They said, "Are you referring to this account number?" And I said, "No, mine is this other account number." And then I realized, oh, this AdSense account I made back in 2012 must still be linked to my YouTube channel then. So I asked them if this was a possibility, and they confirmed to me that indeed the AdSense account connected to my YouTube account was not the one that I thought it was. They then again redirected me to the link to contact the AdSense support, which doesn't work. They then linked me to an article that tells YouTube partners how to change which AdSense account is linked to their YouTube account. The problem being, this setting does not exist until you're a YouTube partner. They then asked me to provide a video clip showing them what happens when I try to set the AdSense account, to which I replied, I can't set an AdSense account because I'm not a YouTube partner. It's impossible. There's nothing for me to record because I don't even have the section where I would set the AdSense account. And so they told me they had to get in contact with a specialist and that they would email me later. The specialist finally got in contact with me and asked if I could provide them an email address to link to the old AdSense account so that I could then log into it. And then finally, I had access to the old AdSense account that was still attached to my YouTube account. I then could change all of the payment details, the address details, and everything else that I needed to change. And once that was finally fixed, I then was able to apply for YouTube partner.